Am I audible? Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much, Dr. Sahu, for actually hosting me for the, I hope, for the 7th year in a row. So I am old enough. I hope new generation should take over from us. Sandeep is here, so Sandeep will pass the baton to others. And I am so happy that I am speaking after Arindam. Arindam is a very close friend and brother to me. We happen to be connected to an organization where Arindam is right now teaching, where I actually grew up in Ramakrishna Mission. Nonetheless, before actually thanking him for Face Off and Dr. Sahu for reposing faith on him and his team to bring this beautiful solution into reality, I didn't know that I will be actually talking the same line. Because today I was, when Dr. Sahu asked me what would be your topic this time, if someone who was here last time would definitely remember that I talked about anonymization mostly, how anonymization will actually help us comply with the DPDP regulations. And I would just start with where Arindam ended, specifically on the point, I was just writing down there, specifically on the point of actually secure multi-party computation. So this privacy enhancing technologies, this secure multi-party computation is one of the privacy enhancing technologies. And why privacy enhancing technologies matter now? You must have heard him talking to you specifically on a point that these data are not leaving us, but the basic features extracted out of the data or the data sets are being computed, and those computations are not being done native. They are being done in a collective or collaborative format on a completely neutral location. So this secure multi-party computation is actually leading to specifically a point where we are looking at zero knowledge proof. And before I go into talking to you on zero knowledge proof, I would also want you to remember a thing called homomorphic encryption. So these three are my important pillars of the next 10-12 minutes of my talk to you. So let us start with asking you, what are privacy enhancing technologies? Can you just, because it is after lunch, it is becoming very monotonous. Arindam told you a beautiful thing, but what I am going to talk to you is a little bit of academic, trying to incite you to go back and start learning once again, going into the drawing board and ensure that privacy is actually matters. And so I would ask you, what are privacy enhancing technologies for you? Sir, बताइए. Encryption is a privacy enhancing technology. And only encryption?
No, it can be others, encoding information also.
Acha, one. Encryption in the form of encoding. Yes, Shandip? Data classification, DLP, yes. And anything? Masking?
VAPT?
No, VAPT cannot be so, sir. Masking? Data masking. But masking can be demasked. Encryption could be de-encrypted. So anonymization? Yes? Data redaction. But anti-redaction tools are there. Yeah, there are many. Just one of the immediate solutions I can tell you, go into iPhone and use the new erase facility of image. So just opposite to that is anti-redaction tool. So anything other than that, just See, yeah, please. I am not hearing you. Anonymization, definitely, absolutely. But there is the beautiful thing is, computing on encrypted data. What, after so much of privacy driven, non-compliance led penalties being paid by all GAFAM members. You know GAFAM? GAFAM, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple and Microsoft. So, they were hit hard by GDPR, and they collectively they paid hundreds of billions of dollars over the years. So, then they understood that even if we want everyone to come to a SaaS model and subscription based model, then once somebody pays you money, you cannot use one's data without the consent. Very simple. मैं पैसा नहीं दिया, मैं आपको इस्तेमाल कर रहा हूँ, आपका कोई फैसिलिटी, आप मेरा सब कुछ ले सकते हैं, because मैंने तो आपको पैसा ही नहीं दिया. So people are slowly going into a paid model. Most of us here are paying Google for our mail, and because of security, or not in the form of security, for storage, because most of our storages are gone. So we cannot delete beyond a certain point. So we are paying. So once we pay, so Google cannot actually use my data without my explicit permission. So now Google is doing computation upon encrypted data. So that is what Arindam wanted to tell you. That bring out the features. Actually, features are not being extracted. They are not extracted. Before computation, they are being identified, just like a magnet. So those attributes are copied, and they are on, just like face off, they are face on upon the face, and then the remaining portion is encrypted, and those copied data, as they are despolarated, they are PII or SPII, they lose. What is PII? Personally identifiable information. What is SPII? The sensitive personally identifiable information. What is PII? My Aadhaar number or voter ID card number, that is PII. But what is sensitive PII? That is what type of drug that I take every morning to keep my pressure at bay. हर दिन अगर ऐसा अच्छा खाना मिलता तो वैसे प्रेशर की दवा लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती. तो जस्ट खाने के लिए हम अपने प्रेशर को चेक करके रखते हैं. थैंक यू मिस्टर शाहू. सो द होल इशू इज PII and SPII are actually having connectors to respective identification. So if they are extracted, they actually lose the value of connection. So that's why what Arindam wanted to tell you, that we are taking out the data. No, data are not taken out. The connectors are snapped. The connectors are snapped. Without the connectors, the copied data do not have, and any threat for your privacy to be exposed. Those very data are actually being kept on the face, and they are computed. That is what, data upon computation. Yes.
When you are computing on encrypted data, then the contextual meaning goes away, right?
Yes,
So if I have to
first of all, let me tell you, if you know what type of medicine that I take in the morning to keep my pressure down, you need not know my name. But you might want to know which, bandwidth of age that I belong to, and what type of, race that I belong to. So if you have race, if you have the band of age, then your medical computation is enough. Then you may also know my sex. So you know male, you know 50, between 50 and 60, and you know he is a Bengali. So, your business related computation is enough. Any company would do with these three things.
So what you are suggesting is SPII minus the PII.
No, I am suggesting that drop the, just leave aside the connection. Disconnect the data, the identified data which have value, which can be bought and sold. You cannot buy or sell my name. Sanjay Kumar Das will not be bought or sold. But connected with Sanjay Kumar Das, so many data will actually identify me to a particular place, to a particular race, to particular age, and then his entire 4-bit encrypted data around it. Yesterday we were talking 1, 2, 3 numbers, and the profile is there. The profile was already there. Those solutions are not extracting profile. Those profile were already there. They were not connected. So, you buy the connectors and immediately you have a profile. Yesterday when we were talking, we were looking from the other side. We were thinking that once you give somebody's name or somebody's number, so a profile comes out. No. Actually, you are buying the connectors, and those connectors are actually allowing you to already see the legacy data. So, I have crossed my limit. So, you have more or less understood that what is privacy enhancing technologies. So, I will go into why you should understand as CISO, why you should understand the core PATE concept. Because ultimately, you cannot be a data zero organization. You have to have a data minimized organization. So, when you actually allow somebody to fill up a form, remember to actually take those data which you require, then share back or give back the data which you don't require. So, it is on the basis of need to know. So, data minimization, then data privacy by adding noise around it. So, the next, the PATE actually tells us to create noise around data, so that somebody who is creeping into the data sometimes falters to identify the sensitive data lying before you. The data masking leading to anonymization and homomorphic encryption, I already told you. So, secure multi-party computation actually makes face off the beautiful product that it is today. And so, it is now a good ambassador of PATE. So, I would say that Dr. Arindam Sarkar will always say that face off is compliant with PATE. So, federated learning already you talked about, and what is zero knowledge proof? Let me tell you that ultimately, even if you have all the data, you do not have knowledge, you have information. Why? Because information percolates laterally, knowledge is generated vertically. So, you have all the data, but you do not have the connectors, so you do not have knowledge. हर एक के घर में शौचालय की जरूरत है. It leads from a basic awareness to a compliance to societal minimum requirement. But कैसे शौचालय की जरूरत है वो नॉलेज लाती है. जस्ट बाई टेलिंग दैट हर एक के घर में शौचालय की जरूरत है और सोसाइटी अच्छी बन जाएगी, इससे नॉलेज डेवलप नहीं करता. सो इट इज कॉल्ड अ जीरो नॉलेज society. So, in data society, if we create a zero knowledge society, so even if the sensitive personally identifiable information are before you and you do not have the connectors, so you are looking at a zero knowledge set of data. Next, I will complete, do not worry. So, real world applications of PATE and an outcome is before you, you have just shown. So, financial uses of SMPC, because you should not think twice if there are PATEs behind it when you are filling up the form or giving KYC, as Dr. Sharkar told you. Healthcare leverages, the very important, the moment you see a doctor, you come out and somebody takes a snap of your prescription. So, is it running with PAT? If it is not, then you must think twice by allowing him to take a snap. IT providers employ differential privacy for AI training, because if AI is trained with PAT enabled data sets, so immediately the outcome of AI, जो सवेरे एडवोकेट माली ने बताया, उसकी जो हमारी वी आर लुकिंग एट अ वेरी एपोकैलिप्स वर्ल्ड, वो थोड़ा सा घट जाएगा, हम और भी थोड़े दिन बच सकते हैं, है ना. सवेरे तो मुझे लगा कि इसके बाद जाना ही नहीं है, बाहर निकल जाओ, वो बेहतर है. तो दैट इज हाउ इफ इट इज ड्रिवन एंड ट्रेन्ड with PAT defined data sets, and government must utilize PATs for smart city analytics, because smart means sharing of data. आप अगर किसी के साथ डेटा शेयर नहीं करेंगे तो आप स्मार्ट नहीं बन सकते. लास्ट एंड फाइनल इज इंडियाज कॉन्टेक्स्ट. DPDP एक्ट तो आपके पास है, बट यू शुड ऑल्सो रिमेन कंप्लायंट विद द इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड्स. सिर्फ DPDP कंप्लाई करके कोई कुछ नहीं बनाए तो वो अच्छा है. एंड कोलैबोरेशन एंड अपस्किलिंग विल एक्चुअली लीड अस टू द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, दैट माई डेटा इज माई राइट. Thank you very much and God bless you.